Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving available on select.
Had long green moss growing on his back. Had knots all along from his head to his tail. He had half a dozen hooks hanging from his lips, all rusted, busted, and bent. He had one big bloodshot eye on the right, and the left side nothing but a dent. Now, I'm a pretty good fisherman, but plain old Joe, he's great. He knows all there is to know about boats, bass, and bait. He'll catch more on just one cast than most men catch all day. To plain old Joe, there ain't no such thing as the one that got away. Now, plain old Joe's from Texas, where everything comes big, where the bass are mean as rattlesnakes and outweigh most any pig. You can't catch a smallmouth if it's largemouth bait you use. Them bass, they ain't just big and mean, but they all got high IQs. Now up the Lake Texana, there lives a striper. His name is Jake. Everyone down in Texas knows he's the biggest fish in the lake. He's never been caught, but he's been seen by all the local pros, swimming around the bass boats, thumbing his big bass nose. He had long green moss growing on his back, and it waved in the water when he swam. He had notches all along from his head to his tail, where the motor of his boat dug in. He had half a dozen hooks hanging from his lips, all rusted, busted, and bent. One big bloodshot eye on the right, and the left side nothing but a dent. Well, plain old Joe was on the lake around sunrise, 6th of June. In his box, he had just one lure, a spinner with a silver spoon. He had just one rod, and just one reel, and just one great big lake. Today's the day I heard him say, I'm gonna boat that fish named Jake. He cruised out to Russ's Cove, and he headed down the lake to the dam. Just beyond old Walker's Point, he said, Jake, here I am. He shut the outboard motor down, and he took out that silver lure. He tied it to some heavy line, and he cast out strong and sure. Now, I've known Joe for 40 years, maybe even more. But when that fish hit, his blue eyes lit like I've never seen before. That line went tight, and the pole went bent, and that drag began to spin. There was smoke rolling out the back of his reel when his line jerked to an end. Then the fish began to tow the boat so fast it left a wake. Joe said, I'm gonna beat this bass if my back and my line don't break. As he zoomed off across the lake, he said, you can tell my wife I've been home every night for 29 years, but I won't be home tonight. Well, after 40 days of fighting, that fish could barely swim. After 20 more days of playing tug and war, Joe started reeling in. After 10 more days of reeling, Joe was eye to eye with Jake. He said, tell me now, you water sow, who's the baddest in this lake? Then Jake spit out that silver lure right back in old Joe's face. Started dancing on his tail like a theme park whale, splashing water all over the place. Well, Joe ripped off his hat and his shoes, and he said, hooks be damned. Forget that rod, forget that reel, I'm gonna get this fish by hand. With that, old Joe jumped into the lake and he swam out to that fish. He grabbed his tail, but Jake shook loose with one big mighty swish. Then Jake grabbed Joe by his sleeve and he drug him down below. The water did boil and bubble and blither, didn't seem for an hour or so. Then up they shot like a water spout, about 100 feet in the air. They were flipping and spinning, flapping and slapping, scales flying every which where. They thrash and splash till the sun starts setting, then when the water finally stills, here comes old Joe, swimming lifeguard style, hauling Jake in by the gills. And he was singing to him. You got long green moss growing on your back, and it waves in the water when you swim. Notches all along from your head to the tail, where the motor of a boat dug in. You got hooks in your lips and a bloodshot eye. Hey Jake, it wasn't your day, 'cause to plain old Joe there ain't no such thing as one that got away.
basis at the tackle shop. I got a charge account running up non-stop. They ought to give me my own parking spot. I can't fit another plug in my tackle box. It's always under construction for all my weapons of mass destruction. I got buds, baits, and Zara spooks, pumpkin seeds, zoom flukes, blue yacht, crawfish jigs. I got a 7-foot flipping stick, all the soft plastics to hook one on a Texas rig. My wife stays on me and my banker just told me that he's working on a tax deduction for all the money I'm dropping on my weapons of mass destruction. Hank Parker's got a wiretap on my phone. Bill Dance won't leave me the hell alone. Outdoor Channel wants to do a show. They want to film me jaw jerking down on Okeechobee. They better come with some high-def production, cause I got weapons of mass destruction. I got jitterbugs and hula poppers, crankbaits and wood choppers, devil horses and broke-backs, grass frogs and chug boogers, strand on my Calcutta, offset shank mustache. I got a 250 Johnson and a Red Man sponsor and a Ranger in custom production to haul around me and my buddies and my weapons of mass destruction. My boat is my bunker, where I haul in all my lunkers. I got buzz baits and Zara spooks, bubble gum, zoom flukes, blue yacht, crawfish jigs. I got a 7-foot carrot stick, all the soft plastics to hook a Carolina rig. When I drag it through the moss and a hook old hoss, you never seen such a big eruption. When they light into my weapons of mass destruction, tell Obama come find me, cause I ain't hiding my weapons of mass destruction. There he is. Got him.
Solid one. That's a solid one. Woohoo!
tell him to meet at first light. We're going fishing in the morning, it just feels right. Man, that boat looking real nice. Can't wait to have a fight on the deck where I'm keeping that line tight. All my buddies know I wanna go pro. They always laugh and say, yeah, good luck, bro. It's ticking me off, and I'm so sick of their scoffs. I'm catching fat girls daily, but they keep breaking off. Once I caught a fish, it was the size of a stump. Had a brown color like an old rusty truck. No one believes me, looks are deceiving. You probably caught a tree, why aren't you perceiving? Tree powder. Feel like a bass, feel like a cat, I don't like that. No, tree powder. I lost my babe, for goodness sakes. Hey, it's still a great day. Lady on the bank screaming, you look stuck. I say, now, lady, it's the size of a truck. She waved her hands at me and said, good luck. Hey, thanks, lady, it's about to come up. Bubbles at the surface saying, what do I see? A big fucking tree, so I drop to my knees. I scream why God made a fool out of me. I'm never gonna make it as the next KBD. Tree powder. Feel like a bass, feel like a cat, I don't like that. No, tree powder. I lost my babe, for goodness sakes. Hey, it's still a great day. Logs, stumps, branches, trees. Can't catch a fish, but I'm feeling free. Wood, bark, timber, and tears. Can't catch a fish, but I sure can drink a beer. I can't catch a fish, but I sure can catch a buzz. Tree powder. Feel like a bass, feel like a cat, I don't like that. No, tree powder. I lost my babe, for goodness sakes. Hey, it's still a great day.
Swim, swim, little fish. How I wonder what you wish. Way down deep in the ocean blue. It's such fun to swim like you. Swim, swim, little fish. How I wonder what you wish.
Oh my God, look at this thing.
Would you look at the size of this sheephead? This is nuts. Nuts.